Hey there. Tonight we're going somewhere quiet. Not into king's courts or grand battles, but to a place that never made it into the history books. We're going to the edge of memory, to a medieval village so small, it never had a name worth remembering. It's not a story of heroes, but it is a story of survival. If you're here to unwind, maybe even fall asleep to a slower kind of history, feel free to like the video and subscribe. But only if this really helps you breathe a little easier. Let me know in the comments where you're listening from and what time it is right now. It's strangely comforting, knowing who else is drifting off to the same quiet story. So, dim the lights. Let the hum of a fan fill the background. And let's begin. The village doesn't appear on any map, because maps, well, they weren't a part of your life. You were born here, and you'll likely die here. Somewhere between the crooked elm tree and the half-buried stone behind the fields. There are maybe 12 families. Enough for whispers, but never enough for privacy. Homes lean like they're tired. Walls are made of wattle and daub, mud, straw, sticks. The roof sags with wet thatch that always leaks just above the bed. The smell? It's smoke, damp wool, and the slow rot of too many rainy seasons. It's not awful, it's just familiar. You stopped noticing it years ago. Time isn't tracked by clocks. It's measured by the sun, the frost, and the ache in your lower back. You wake up with the light. You sleep when it fades. You work in between. There's a rhythm to it all. Not fast, not easy, but steady. Food. There's pottage in the pot. It's not exactly soup. It's more like a permanent stew. Something that's always cooking, never quite finished, never really started. You toss in cabbage, barley, beans. On lucky days, maybe a bone. Just the bone. Because it can still flavor things, kind of. Bread is dark, heavy, and tough. The kind you could break a tooth on. But it fills your stomach. And that's the only requirement. You don't eat for joy. You eat to keep moving. The next village over? It's only 5 miles away, but it might as well be across the sea. You've heard stories about it. Who married who got caught stealing a goat. But you've never seen it. And probably never will. Travel is dangerous. Not in the exciting way. In the get lost and never return kind of way. The forest doesn't welcome strangers. The roads don't care if you never come back. Bandits don't ask questions. And if you vanish, people might notice in a week or two. The truth is, the world past the trees doesn't belong to you, and you don't belong to it. So you stay. Not because you're scared, though sometimes you are, but because this patch of land is yours, or as close to yours as anything can be. Your home isn't a house, it's more like a constant negotiation with nature. Mud, straw, wood, whatever you could find, and whatever hasn't been washed away by the last storm. There's one room, maybe two if someone got ambitious. Everyone sleeps here. Parents, kids, maybe a grandparent or a cousin. And sometimes, the cow. There's a fire in the center, smoke curling up through a hole in the roof. No chimney, no glass in the windows, just shutters that never quite close right. The floor is dirt, the walls are always damp. But somehow, it's enough. When it rains, the roof leaks. When it's cold, the wind comes in. But you know where to hang the pot. You know which corner stays warmest. And you know which beam to duck under so you don't bump your head. It's not much, but it's home. You'll walk hundreds of miles in your life, almost all of them in circles. From the well to the fields, from the fields to the hearth, and back again. And that's okay. Because here, survival is an act of quiet defiance. Each day you eat, each day your roof holds, each day the stew doesn't spoil, is a kind of victory. You've never seen a city. You don't know what cinnamon tastes like. But you know the sky before snow. You know the exact weight of a newborn lamb. And you know the feeling of warmth when the fire catches just right. When people from elsewhere look at your life, they see poverty, but you see endurance, resilience, community. The world may forget you, but you've lived fully in the only world that mattered to you. And sometimes, as the wind brushes the thatch and the fire whispers in the dark, you realize that's enough.